I want to start off by saying that this video is going to be a little bit different. Usually we're all about cracking jokes at the scammer's expense on this channel, but today there will be no jokes. Instead, I managed to find two scammers that were willing to be briefly interviewed, and we get a behind the scenes glimpse on how these scam centers operate and how much money these scam call centers really make in a given day. We also find out how the money is broken down amongst them once the scam is completed. And of course, I had to ask them if people like us that just call them to waste their time are actually hurting their scam success rate. The answer to these questions might actually surprise you. Now, take this information with a grain of salt, because we know that scammers basically lie for a living. So even though the scammers claim that they're being honest and answering my questions, we will never truly know if it's the 100% truth. I'll leave that to you guys to decide if you believe them. Also, a quick note, it is very difficult to keep these losers on a call for very long, as they begin to get nervous rather quickly when they begin to answer too many questions. But alright, let's get right into the first call. This first scammer is pretending to work for the IRS, and I have been calling him for over an hour now, and he's finally starting to realize that the calls are not gonna stop. So he decides to give in and cooperates with answering some of my questions. Well, let's see what information this scammer gives us. Let's go. Okay, sir, while I have you on the phone, can I ask you a couple questions?
Please, go ahead.
How much money do you guys make there?
How much money?
Yeah, in one day.
In one day, approx $20,000.
How many scams is that on average?
10.
10 scams and you get $20,000,
Yes.
$2,000 a piece?
Yes.
And what's the commission? Like, say you get the scam, you're the one that makes the call for $2,000. How much do you get?
I get 500 each.
So you get $500, and the rest, the $1,500, goes to who?
The owner.
Is the owner the one that pays for the room that you guys all work out of?
Yes, true.
What else does the owner provide?
What?
Does the owner provide like the VoIPs and everything so you guys can make the phone calls?
True.
Huh. How many people work there, sir?
100.
100, and you guys only get 10 per day?
Yes.
Is it pretty hard to get a successful scam then?
Yes.
How many people call to waste your time?
Very few.
Very few. So say if you get 10 calls, how many of those 10 are wasting your time?
4 to 5.
So about half?
50%, I mean.
Oh, so about 50% of the people call to waste your time?
Yes.
Wow. Does it bother you guys that a lot of people call to waste your time, or you guys are used to it?
No, not at all. It's don't bother because we are getting $20,000 every day.
Yeah.
So why to bother?
No, I understand that, but I just like to ask.
You know, what do you do for your living?
Oh, I call you guys for a living.
See, I'm answering you honestly, and you are not answering me honestly.
I'm being honest, sir. I call you guys, and then I upload the videos to YouTube.
Oh, that's great.
So that's why I call you guys all
Send me
day.
Okay, give me a link so I can hear that YouTube video as well.
Well, just go on YouTube and type up destroying scammers or wasting scammers' time, and you'll find mine. You might like them.
Scammers time.
Do you have any words you want to say?
What do you want me to say?
I'm telling you that you're going to be in my video. Do you want to like shout out your mom or say hello to your mom or a friend? Sir, don't be shy. Okay, so maybe I should have lied when he asked me what I did for a living, because he clearly did not like my honesty. But we still managed to get this information from him. Alright, so according to this scammer, we learned that with 100 people running the IRS scam, they make $20,000 a day on average, with these 100 scammers averaging 10 successful scams a day. The average scam nets them $2,000 and is split two ways. The scam caller gets $500 and the owner gets $1,000. $3,500. That's a 25-75% split in the favor of the owner. So that means if you don't get a successful scam or you're not the owner, you don't get a cut of the money. We also learned that out of 10 calls, 5 of them are just calling to waste their time. That's massive. I can't tell you how many times I've called the call center and heard a scammer swearing at someone on the phone in the background. I mean, here's a recent example.
Failure. Can you help me with your phone number?
I sure can, sir. Let me know when you're ready.
Yep, please tell me the number.
430-200.
What did you say? You motherfucker.
It's 430.
Wait, sir, can you hold on, sir? What's going on in the background? Sir, can you hear me? And this happens all the time. So this makes perfect sense to me that 50% of the calls are just trolling them. But I don't believe the scammer when he said that these calls don't bother them. I believe that they actually hate us, but they are forced to accept it. After all, they can't do anything about it and they can't stop us. So let's keep giving these rats hell because we are clearly a big problem to them, even if this scammer didn't admit it. But guess what? Maybe this next scammer will. This next scammer agreed to answer my questions for a short period of time, but the panic quickly sets in and out of nowhere, he pretends he has dementia. He even forgets who he is. I'm telling you guys, when scammers start telling the truth, they slowly begin to get uncomfortable. And eventually this feeling of uneasiness is too much for them. And they either have to hang up the phone or they begin to act irrational. Well, let's see what this next scammer has for us. Let's go.
So what is your name? What is your name?
Emmett, and last name is Roll.
Mitra. Okay.
Now, sir, could I ask you some questions and can you be honest?
Yeah, tell me, what do you want?
How many people work there?
Well, over here, only
Yes.
7 people.
I've talked to more than 7, I think.
No, maybe that would be, they must be changing their voice.
How many successful scams do you guys get in one day?
Not much, bro. Just because of people like you, they waste our time and they do call bargaining and all those things. That's you are doing it, right? Yeah. So that's the reason we cannot make any money.
So-
We lose our money by investing, getting numbers.
Every time you change your number, does that cost you guys money since you guys have to redo
What?
all the calls again?
Of course.
Because then you guys have to send out phone calls with a new number so people can call you back, right? So you're wasting even more time every time you change your number?
Right.
Okay, with that out of the way, how many successful scams do you guys still get in a day? And how much money is the average scam worth?
I don't know exactly.
Your last successful scam, how much money did you make?
I don't remember.
Sir, how many scams have you been a part of?
Nothing. I don't know.
Well, you already admitted to it. Why are you getting scared now? Are you scared I'm going to send this tape to the police?
Yes.
And then they're going to match your voice? And they're going to know exactly who you
Yes.
are?
Yes.
Alright, so that's 2 scammers that have admitted that we are not only ruining their odds of a successful scam by wasting their time, but we are also in some cases causing them to lose money. I want to expand on what the scammer was saying about them having to invest money to get phone numbers, and how exactly we are costing them money. Well, we first have to understand how these scammers get working phone numbers and what they use to call their victims. I'll only cover the most popular method so this video doesn't get too long. This is the method most of us are going to be familiar with, so let's get right into it. Once the owner has his own scam call center and is ready to make calls, he will need to purchase a lead list. A lead list is a list that has anywhere from thousands to millions of phone numbers. Let's look at one of the popular websites that sell lead lists and how much they charge. As you can see, the prices can get very expensive depending on how many numbers you want to purchase. For example, let's say a scam center purchases 1 million phone numbers. Next, they will need to purchase a software that will allow them to call all these numbers in a very short period of time. That's where the auto dialer software comes in. This software can call up to 1 million numbers in 1 hour. Not only can it call a ton of numbers very quickly, it can also reroute victims to their call center if they follow the automated messages instructions. I'm sure we've all heard a form of this automated message before. It's those annoying calls we get that has a pre-recorded message, and at the very end it tells you to press 1 for more information.
The reason for this call is to inform you that the IRS is filing a lawsuit against you. This call is officially the last notice. Press 1 now if you would like to settle this matter and speak to an agent.
Now, according to an article by the AARP, they claim that only 3 to 5% of people who receive robocalls will actually press 1. So if that's correct, we can assume that if 1 million phone numbers are purchased through the lead list and dialed through the auto dialer software, the scam call center should expect anywhere from 30,000 to 50,000 people to be connected to them. And that brings us to the final part of the scam, and the part we all know. Once a scammer has someone connected to them on the phone, he will then present them with the scam pitch, aka the script, where he will do whatever it takes to convince the caller to hand over his hard-earned money. And that's basically it. So now we know that these scammers spend a lot of money for a lead list and an auto dialer software just to get people connected to them. But if the scammer's already connected to someone that is just calling to waste their time, then they miss out on answering a call from a potential victim. And that's how we cost them a ton of money. I hope I was able to clear some of this up and maybe pull back the curtains a bit on how these scam call centers operate. Of course, this is just one method that scammers use, and there are many other methods like the pop-ups and the emails, but maybe we can cover those another time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all on the next video. And of course, we'll be back to cracking jokes on the next video. See you in a few days. Peace.